Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a general reading for the sign of Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Taurus, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, the information regarding that can be found in the About section of my YouTube page, and I thank you so much in advance. Taurus, I hope that you're doing well. We're going to do your reading today with the Muse Tarot and get the overall energy from the Elemental Oracle. So cards have been pre-shuffled. Taurus, angel spirits, guides, what messages do you have for Taurus, please? Oh, that was very fast. The element is wind and the word is change. Number 24. I feel like I pulled this definitely for another card, another sign. I don't know if it was you or who it was. 24 reduces to a 6, which is the Lover's card. Lover's card in the Major Arcana, being a divinely guided energy in the tarot. Lover's card can represent a divine union, but it can also represent a choice. And I see it as representing a choice for you right now. Change in the wind. There's a lot of chaotic energy in this card. There's almost like it's a tipping point or a breaking point. It's almost too much to handle. It's almost too much to take in. It's interesting. I never noticed there's like a face right there. I think that's the face of the wind. Weird. I'm seeing this spell that I saw on, I guess it's a witch's spell, I'm not sure, but I saw it on Instagram, where you take a feather from outside, a feather that you found, and write a word on it, or something that you want to bring in for yourself, and then you release it to the wind. So it's almost like you've been praying or manifesting and trying to release something. Maybe you have written down something on a piece of paper and burned it and spread its ashes to the wind. We just got out of a solar eclipse, about to go into a lunar one at the time that I am doing this reading. And maybe you have been trying to let go of something. It's a difficult time to manifest at this time though, right? Because eclipses can make things a little topsy-turvy. So I wouldn't necessarily manifest too much right now, but I would encourage a release of something. 8 cards on the table, 4 of them being the base spread, 4 of them being clarifiers. And I will pull more if I need to, which I like to pull more cards to get some more clarity. Okay, we have 5 cards out so far. Oh, very nice. Okay, that's it. Okay, so 8 cards out on the table. First 2 cards are going to be the past position, your past position. There could have been something here with the 7 of Pentacles, which is Earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, that you could have invested some time, energy, space, I wanted to say, because I see outer space here, but it's almost like maybe there was like you provided space, physical space or emotional space. You provided space for someone, like that expression, like holding space for someone means to, if they're revealing something very harrowing or difficult for them, and you sit there in silence, but you're present and you're listening. That's what's called holding space for someone. That you don't feel like you have to respond right away. You don't feel like you have to fix it. You're with them. You just allow them to be, and you allow yourself to be, and you hold space. So I feel like very strongly that feeling for you right now. Typically, the Seven of Materials would talk about investing in something and then kind of waiting for the results of that investment. And I do see here with the best card in the deck, the Sun, which is fire energy, Leo energy, that whatever you were, sorry, that's like a backup truck. I'm sorry, that was really loud. So that's kind of a confirmation from Spirit that whatever you embarked upon, whatever journey or investment that you made, it's reaping very good rewards for you, that it's working in your favor, that the toil and labor that you've put into it is, you're seeing the results of that. Let's pull a clarifier for that beautiful energy. What is it that you invested in? Four of Voices in the reverse. This came out in the Capricorn reading, so if you have any placements in Capricorn, you might want to check that reading out. Typically, the Four of Voices, Four of Swords would talk about a rest and recuperation. Maybe you had been out of work for a while, or you had just been away from a scene, and you're re-emerging. You're coming out of this recuperation period, and you just feel revitalized, reinvigorated. That you have more energy now. That you're excited. You're excited to kind of make a splash. I do see here in the upper corner, if it's the lower corner when it's the upright, upper corner when it's in the reverse, the planet Saturn. And Saturn is the planet of restriction, rules, and regulations. And it's almost like this energy is echoing this for me. It's like you were diligent and you planted one by one by one by one by one. Not giving up, not relinquishing yourself to frustration. You're just saying, nope, I'm just going to keep my eye on the prize. And it's really beautiful. This is really beautiful energy from your past position. In your current energy, you have the Six of Emotion, or the Six of Cups in the reverse, and the Seven of Emotion, or the Seven of Cups in reverse. Very rare, please see this as a synchronicity, that you got a 6 and a 7 in the same progression, right? Because I've done maybe 4 readings today, so I've shuffled 3 or 4 readings. I've shuffled this card deck many times. So the fact that 6 and 7 of the same suit come out together as a synchronicity, it shows that you're kind of, you're up-leveling, right? We're moving from the 6 to the 7 to, the 8, the 9. Just in this spot, just in this present energy. 6 of Emotions talks about no longer looking back to the past, no longer feeling as if you're stuck there or there's something back there for you. It's not that we can't look back fondly, but we're not going to be staying in that position, right? The wind is kind of urging us to move everything forward, pulling everything out by its foundation. There's like a shake up to the system. And with the Seven of Emotions clarifying it, Seven of Emotions talks about choices, being confused by choices. There's so many and they're all appealing. Some of them may be good for me, some of them may be temptations, but there's no confusion here. You've made that decision. You're very clear-headed. And it's about emotions. It has to do with your feelings, but you've thought things through. I don't know why that's so difficult for me to say. And then you got the 8 of Inspiration. It's a different suit, but you got 6, 7, 8. It's very significant. It is in reverse though. So typically the 8 of Inspiration would talk about fast action, fast communication, fast movement. But here it's kind of saying, maybe you've heard all you need to hear. You could be waiting on an energy, and I do see this as kind of like a stand-in for the Sun energy, right? That you might be waiting on movement of some kind. I actually want one more clarifier. What does that have to do with? Whoa. Oh my goodness. You see? There's a little bit of sloppiness to it, but we got there. Here's the Lover's card. Remember I said 24 reduces to a 6. So here's number 6. So the Lover's card in reverse though. Lover's card is Gemini energy. So it's can talk about a relationship, but it can also talk about choice. See, for first time, I'm like really noticing that these are like angel wings. Angel's wings. You got this card in reverse though, so it does show me that, you know, when I was saying you've heard all you need to hear, you did make a decision. You've already made it. It's already done. Already done. Not looking back at the past, not being confused by anything. I need to move. I need to move forward. Everything needs to push forward. So I'm hearing that song Landslide because I was looking at this and thinking I think it's Fleetwood Mac. I don't think it's just Stevie Nicks on her own. There's a song that they do. It's called Landslide. I think some of the lyrics are, mirror in the sky, what is love? Will the child in my heart rise above? That's such a good song. Landslide by Fleetwood Mac. Please listen to it. There's a message in that song for you. I'm not going to sing it because no one needs to hear that, but like, will I sail through the changing ocean tide? Will I handle the seasons of my life? I don't know. That's the last lyric. I don't know. That's a beautiful song. It feels a little melancholy, but it also feels, I'm one of these people that like gets really uplifted by melancholy songs and depressing books, because that's just life, right? It's not always life. It's a temporary state of life, but it's life. And so when you come up against an artist, a musician, who can beautifully capture that state of being that we feel sometimes is so isolated to us and only us, and then you realize, damn, they went through that same thing too. And not only did they go through it, they were able to express it in such a profound way. Right? The poets, the writers, musicians, the artists of our time and before and beyond. Thank you, Spirit. It's like sometimes I feel so grateful that I'm born in a time or in the same time as some of these remarkable creative talents. Do you ever feel that way? That you just feel so lucky that you're just like, God, I'm so glad I'm alive when you're alive. That I like exist on this planet at the same time as you, because you're just that awesome. And I get to enjoy the fruits of your labor and the belief that you had in yourself to express such things. Maybe you're that person for someone else. Do you ever think about that? Right? It takes a really brave and bold person to make this kind of change. And maybe you're the example for somebody. I don't know. In your future energy, I see the Queen of Voices. Sorry, Taurus. I see the Queen of Voices in the reverse. Queen of Swords. And the Five of Emotions in the upright. Okay, here's that melancholy I was just talking about. Queen of Voices in the reverse. Let's talk about her in the upright. In the upright, there's a characteristic of the Queen of Voices that I always find so interesting, which is that she's really funny. A lot of tarot readers refer to her as very, like, I think funny in like a sarcastic way, not in a slapstick way, not in any way a slapstick way, but in a quick-witted sarcasm kind of way. It's making me think of a certain person in my life that just has a funny quip for everything. Sometimes I don't know how she does it. I just look at her and I'm like, how does your brain come up with that? Like, it's so funny. Like, I'm so glad that I can understand the humor, because it feels like if I was just one level off, it would just go right over my head. But she also looks for the truth, right? She has this backup, all these crows around her. It's just like squawking, like, you better tell me the truth. But in the reverse, it's almost a little bit of a denial. Like, I don't even want to look at it. I'm so fed up, I don't even want to look at it. Right? 5 of emotions here. Not an easy future tense. Remember, nothing is set in stone. I'm just reading a message that you're supposed to hear today. So take this message today and change your tomorrow. That's what tarot is. It's just a glimpse, an insight into what's happening in the present moment. So 5 of emotions talks about a kind of a potential sadness, a potential, you know, it's a little bit of self-pitying energy, to be honest with you. It's not a great energy. You know, maybe because it's like when all this upheaval happens, you realize that you have to leave the past in the past. That's never easy. Even if it traumatized us. Sometimes we use our trauma to define who we are, and spiritual awakening is all about overcoming that, right? Looking at the trauma, acknowledging the trauma, and then saying, okay, how can we grow from this? What is this 5 of emotions about, Spirit? I want to lift out of that energy. 2 cards came out, 3 of inspiration and Ace of inspiration in the reverse. So 3 of inspiration, this also came out in the Capricorn reading. 3 of inspiration is a waiting energy, right? It's kind of like this domino effect, right? Of, I saw this in the last reading as having started right in the middle. Like, why didn't they start on the end? There's this gap here. So they started in the middle. It's like you starting a chain of events in the best place that you knew how, right? Because maybe you didn't have all the information. Aces always bring new from spirit. Ace of Wands, it's like you didn't have all the information that you needed, but you knew you needed to move in some direction, right? And maybe it was to your, not the word I wanted to say was like detriment came out as a default in my mind, but that was not the word that I wanted to use. To your forlornness, to your sadness, to your regret, it's almost like you had to start without something or someone, because it just didn't, you just felt like you couldn't delay. 3 of inspiration talks, it's like a waiting card. It's like having made a decision and now you're just like waiting for the results of that. You felt like you could no longer delay. Take it as it resonates. All right, but this is your future energy, so it's kind of like you're going to be faced with a decision of, you know, having to leave someone or something behind, for sure. And it makes you sad. And you might not want to admit that you have to, right? You're changing. You have to. In your future energy, well, here comes Spirit now. Ace of Materials, Ace of Pentacles. Beautiful opportunity coming in for you with the Temperance card in the reverse. This is Major Arcana Sagittarius energy. It's the number 14 in the tarot. Temperance is about tempering something, right? When we think of the word, it's like when I use it to describe like cooking, when we temper eggs, if we're trying to make like pudding or something, you can't just dump eggs into like a hot pot or something and stir it and hope it's going to turn into scrambled eggs. So instead, you put it over steam and you stir very quickly to make sure that you cook the eggs, but that you're not cooking them to the point where they turn scrambled. You want to make sure that they're, I don't know why, my throat chakra just kind of was struggling for a minute. I don't know why this is like a thing. It's like, what am I talking about that's triggering right now? This card came out in reverse. So Spirit might be saying to you, don't be impatient, or your pudding is going to turn into scrambled eggs. Damn. I received a message in a reading that I watched. I along with everyone else that watched the reading. Baba Jolie, who is one of my favorite tarot readers ever, she gets downloads from Spirit, and they're very specific. And Spirit gave her a message that I'm now going to give to you, which is the line from the theme song from Frasier, that show Frasier. And the line is tossed salad and scrambled eggs. Tossed salad and scrambled eggs. Like, this all seems like scrambled eggs. Just everything is tossed salad and scrambled eggs, honestly. Like, that's what this reminds me of now. I can't unsee it. So that's just a funny take it as it resonates. Maybe you like that show. But Spirit is going to bring in a new opportunity for you, that's for sure. But they're saying, be patient. Be patient. Muse of Voices, King of Swords. Right? There's going to be, you're going to come to an epiphany point. You're going to come to a discernment phase. Like, your mind is going to figure it all out. The King of Swords is an authority figure. This could be you or somebody in your life, somebody that you greatly respect, somebody that may have credentials, like telling you something, or it could just be you. Just really, it's a little bit of head over heart, but that's okay. Maybe you need a little bit of head over heart because there's so much emotion already, and you just need to think clearly. So that's your reading. I hope that you enjoyed it and that something resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Hit the bell notification if you'd like to be updated as to when I post new readings.